Finally, after a month of silence on the matter, we finally get a news report regarding a Saudi government contact inside the United States that was financially supporting two al-Qaeda subjects who were involved with the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, Omar al-Bayoumi and the two terrorists, Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi. Let's take a look.
New evidence of a link between two 9/11 hijackers and a man said to be on Saudi Arabia's intelligence agency payroll. We see them together in newly released video turned over to family members of 9/11 victims last month, along with more than 14,000 pages of documents. The evidence obtained from British authorities raises new questions, actually renews an old one. Did the Saudi government assist the hijackers on 9/11? The Saudis have always denied that explosive question. Senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge has the story.
Less than 2 weeks after 9/11, these boxes of evidence containing personal notes and videos were seized by British police in Birmingham, England. Buried inside, this home video from 2000, now being seen publicly for the first time. The event is described by the 9/11 Commission as a party at the San Diego apartment of two hijackers. While Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar avoided the camera, Mihdhar can be seen here in the kitchen. Their team would later commandeer Flight 77, slamming it into the Pentagon. The party's host, a Saudi national, Omar al-Bayoumi, who British police arrested after 9/11, and from whom they seized the videos and documents. 3 years after the attack, the 9/11 Commission said there was no credible evidence that Bayoumi believed in violent extremism or knowingly aided extremist groups. Though a newly declassified FBI memo from 2017 reports Bayoumi was on the payroll of Saudi intelligence, a fact that was not confirmed at the time of the 9/11 Commission report.
I called him a facilitator because he helped them out.
Last fall, CBS News sat down with retired FBI agents Danny Gonzalez and Ken Williams, who investigated the hijacker support network. Both now work for the 9/11 families.
He helped them with apartments. He helped them with bank accounts.
He was also an employee of the government of Saudi Arabia.
Among the records, a notepad containing a handwritten drawing of a plane and mathematical equation that an expert said in a court filing could be used to calculate the rate of descent to a target.
Bayoumi is believed to be living in Saudi Arabia. We've tried to reach him through the Saudi embassy. It did not respond to our questions, but said in a statement last year, any allegation that Saudi Arabia is complicit in the September 11th attacks is categorically false. The FBI declined to comment for our reporting, Gail.
Now, okay, here's the thing, is that at the time, the 9/11 Commission report had no idea about Omar al-Bayoumi. Now, the FBI pent bomb investigation found that Bayoumi had contacts with numerous front companies, one that was linked to Osama bin Laden. We're going to get with that in a minute. But how trustworthy is Omar al-Bayoumi? Was he telling the truth to the 9/11 Commission? Well, I'm going to show you documentation that, yeah, he basically lied to the 9/11 Commission. And that's the reason why he was found not to have any links with terrorism or the terrorist attacks. And if the 9/11 Commission would have known at the time, al-Bayoumi definitely is a nefarious character. So the cable that we're talking about is from the recent executive order from the Biden administration in 2021, which was released just a month ago. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to two memorandums for the records. These are interviews by the 9/11 Commission to two individuals. One, Omar al-Bayoumi, and another to a person named Osama bin Sultan, who's an associate of Omar al-Bayoumi in San Diego. So what we're going to do is we're going to share this document from Omar al-Bayoumi. Not this one. We'll wait on that for a minute. We're going to read from here. This is the memorandum for the record. Okay. Now, I want you to see the screen while we read. Okay. I'm going to put myself over here while we read together. All right. And what we're going to do is basically go down to where he meets, because this is key, that they meet Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi. Now, this is page 3 of the, let me see. Okay, page 3 of the memorandum for the record. OAB is Omar al-Bayoumi. Omar al-Bayoumi repeated the saga of how after midday prayer at the consulate, he and Osama, that's Qasim bin Laden, went to Venice Boulevard to eat, found the restaurant he had in mind was closed, but promptly found another restaurant practically next door, noting the photographs of dishes in the window. This restaurant was very small. During their meal, Omar al-Bayoumi got up to get something, perhaps a drink from the refrigerator case, and overheard two men, Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar, speaking Arabic with accents that he thought indicated they came from the Gulf area. Omar al-Bayoumi introduced himself to Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar and engaged them in conversation. They joined him and Osama and indicated that they had spent some period of time, no longer really recalled by Omar al-Bayoumi, in Los Angeles. Omar al-Bayoumi thinks they stated they wanted to study English and express interest in going to San Diego, especially after hearing Omar al-Bayoumi's description of the weather there. Omar al-Bayoumi was uncertain whether Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar asked for his home and cell phone numbers. He may have written the numbers down for them. The entire encounter lasted only a few minutes. All four men left the restaurant at the same time, but Omar al-Bayoumi doesn't recall in which directions Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar went. Now, I'm going to read you the memorandum for the record regarding Qasim bin Laden. I'm going to shorten my screen so you can read, and it differs entirely. Bin Laden and al-Bayoumi ordered their food over a counter in a fashion similar to a fast food restaurant. They then sat in an alcove to wait while their food was prepared. While they were waiting at the table, Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar walked into the restaurant. Now, wait a minute. Qasim bin Laden, who is Osama in the al-Bayoumi memorandum, says, well, according to al-Bayoumi, during their meal, Omar al-Bayoumi got up to get something and overheard two men, al-Hazmi and al-Mihdhar, speaking, which means that they were already in the restaurant. That Omar al-Bayoumi and bin Laden walked into the restaurant and both al-Hazmi and al-Mihdhar were already there. But according to bin Laden, that's not the case. It was bin Laden and al-Bayoumi who were in the restaurant, and in walked in al-Hazmi and al-Mihdhar. They were speaking Arabic and ordered coffee. Al-Bayoumi overheard them. Bin Laden said that al-Bayoumi is very friendly and immediately addressed the two in Arabic and invited them to sit with bin Laden and al-Bayoumi. Al-Bayoumi asked al-Hazmi and al-Mihdhar their names and where they were from. They told al-Bayoumi they were from Saudi Arabia. The conversation was in Arabic, but al-Bayoumi occasionally translated the responses of al-Hazmi and al-Mihdhar into English. Bin Laden said that al-Bayoumi offered to buy a meal for the two in the Islamic tradition. Al-Hazmi and al-Bayoumi and bin Laden he told that bin Laden that he was from Mecca, which greatly impressed bin Laden at the time. Bin Laden noted that he now considers it more prestigious to live in Medina. Bin Laden then diverted the interview to a discussion of Shia Muslim sacrilege at the tomb of the Prophet and tightly guided caliphs in Medina. And as you could see, bin Laden could not recall the exact sequence after about 30 minutes of al-Hazmi and al-Mihdhar left the restaurant. Bin Laden said that they did not have a motor vehicle. He does not recall the direction that they walked after leaving the Mediterranean Cafe. Bin Laden stated emphatically that he had no information from al-Bayoumi in advance that they would meet al-Hazmi and al-Mihdhar at the Mediterranean Cafe. So here we have two different stories. And this is key because according to Omar al-Bayoumi, he told the FBI and the 9/11 Commission that he was already in the restaurant when bin Dyson and in came al-Mihdhar and al-Hazmi. According to bin Dyson, that wasn't the case. They were the first ones in the restaurant, and in came walking in Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar. Now, previous to Omar al-Bayoumi and bin Dyson going to the restaurant, they were at the King Fahd Mosque. Now, working at the King Fahd Mosque as the imam was another Saudi consulate officer by the name of Fahad al-Thumeri, who would play a very prominent role in the 9/11 Commission regarding Fahad al-Thumeri, who accepted both Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar and stood at one of his apartments, in which the 9/11 Commission states that when they first entered the country, they had no idea where they were the first 2 weeks. Well, they were staying at the residence of Fahad al-Thumeri. That's coming from an interview done by the FBI of a Tunisian cab driver by the name of Khalid Ben, who stated to the FBI that he was ordered by Fahad al-Thumeri to pick up two Saudis at the Los Angeles International Airport in January of 2000. And while he was there, he picked up two men who was with a third man. But these two men, in which he pointed out the photographs of the 30 individuals after the 9/11 attacks, they were Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi, and he drove them to meet with Fahad al-Thumeri at the Culver City Mosque, which is the King Fahd Mosque in Los Angeles. And it just so happened that Omar al-Bayoumi and Qasem bin Dyson were at the King Fahd Mosque in the morning hours of this date, in which they then went to the halal restaurant, the Mediterranean Cafe, and that's in Culver City. And out of all the restaurants in Los Angeles, in walks in these two guys, Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar, and Omar al-Bayoumi lied about it. Why did he lie about it? Well, who is Omar al-Bayoumi? Well, in the news report by CBS, here is the document that they showed, June 14, 2017, Washington Field. In the late 1990s and up to September 11, 2001, Omar al-Bayoumi was paid a monthly stipend as a cooptee of the Saudi General Intelligence Presidency, the General Intelligence Directorate, the intelligence arm of Saudi Arabia, via then Ambassador Prince Bandar bin Sultan Al Saud, the former U.S. Saudi ambassador to the Reagan, Clinton, and Bush administrations. The information al-Bayoumi obtained on persons of interest in the Saudi community in Los Angeles and San Diego and other issues which met certain GIP intelligence requirements would be forwarded to Bandar. Bandar would then inform the GIP of items of interest to the GIP for further investigation, vetting, or follow-up. Omar al-Bayoumi was a source of investigative interest following the 9/11 attacks for his support of 9/11 hijackers while living in California, Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi. Allegations of al-Bayoumi's involvement with Saudi intelligence was not confirmed at the time of the 9/11 Commission report because he lied to them. The above information confirms these allegations. Al-Bayoumi, at the time he was operating in California, was presumably employed with the Civil Aviation Authority. Now, what's the Civil Aviation Authority? Now, I did a previous video regarding this document, and I'll bring it up again. Further investigation into al-Bayoumi determined that al-Bayoumi has been employed by the Saudi Arabian Presidency of Civil Aviation since 1975, which is linked to the General Intelligence Directorate. An individual interviewed by the FBI advised that PCA employee Hamid al-Rashid, business telephone number blank, was involved in the payment of salary to al-Bayoumi. So there it is. Like I said, in the video I did when the story broke out a month ago, we finally have a name linked from the Saudi government to a Saudi contact working for the Saudi government that was paying 2 al-Qaeda operatives who were involved with the September 11th attack. Now, it doesn't end there. Let's go to page 432 and show you what I found. And this is really huge because this is going to link another company with Osama Bin Laden. And this is, I just want to make sure I got the right page. Okay, I do. So this is from the cache of documents. And on page 432 of page 510, in a second interview with Blank on October 1st, 2001, alleges that Blank entered into formal contract with Dallah Avco to supply parts to Airways Engineering, CAA, no date given. However, Blank advised that negotiations between Blank, Dallah Avco, and the CIA began in 1994. On or about September 19, 2001, a request was made to Blank to conduct a trace on Blank, CIA, and Dallah Avco of Saudi Arabia. On October 10, 2001, a response was received advising of the following. We note that Avco and Dallah appear to be under the same umbrella company, Blank, on a company, Avco, Dallah, Trans-Arab, that was linked to UBL, Osama Bin Laden. Who worked for Dallah Avco? Omar al-Bayoumi. Blank and Blank, as of December 1992, was located in the United States and was reportedly attempting to purchase military equipment for shipment to Saudi Arabia without obtaining U.S. export licenses. Dallah Avco, as of 1998, Trans-Arabia was reportedly a subsidiary of the al-Bayoumi Investment and Development Company in Jeddah. It has reportedly held the contracts for the cleaning and maintenance of 3 major airports in Saudi Arabia for a long period of time. Avco Dallah Trans-Arab, aka Avco Dallah Company, aka Dallah Avco Company, was linked to Osama Bin Laden. Osama Bin Laden was instructed to contact the company in June of 1998. The above quoted paragraph is blank, according to the CIA. So there you have it. Remarkably revealing information we now have, which is finally a month out after it came out. Finally, we have a news report that is 2 minutes long, but at least we got some press regarding this remarkable revelation, which is not reported by anybody, not even the 9/11 Truth Movement. And I think I know why, because they don't believe in hijackers or hijacked planes, and that's their problem. But here it is. It's a huge story. I wish more people would report on it. I'll see you next time.